I've been working on getting everything out here. I got all the ceiling panels off. Okay, so during this first time lapse here, I wanted to tell y'all that this video took me 3.5 weeks of time working on it. Now, it only took me about 17 hours of actual time working in the bus, but it took 3.5 weeks for me to use that 17 hours in order to get the entirety of the ceiling off of the bus. So, I hope y'all enjoy this video. It takes you through all the steps I went through in order to get all of the ceiling metal off of the bus. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I've been working on taking out these screws up here, and this is really repetitive, and it's becoming a pain for my shoulders. So I'm probably going to stop recording this so I can come out a little bit every day and take some out and not have to worry about setting up the camera each time. You already have probably a minute's worth of time lapse that we've got already, but I'll start turning on the camera when I start getting to some of the interesting stuff, like getting out these screws here that are all stripping out. I'm probably basically going to treat it like a rivet, drill into it, and have it to where it comes off so we can get the metal off. That's probably what's going to end up happening. Not entirely certain. Maybe take a grinder to it and just grind it off. But all of those over there got stuck. And like I have these back 3 rows done, and I have the front 2 done. And I probably have about 30 screws out of all of those that are stripped out like that. Now granted, it's been a little bit since I counted, but I think there was 67 screws per row, and I think there were 16 rows I have to take out in order to get the ceiling panels off. So I have a bit I have to do, but this is just being a pain for my shoulders. I can't be out here. I can't be doing it for more than about an hour because the weight of holding the drill above my head for the entire time. So I'm gonna keep working on this. I'm probably not gonna be recording much more of a time lapse of taking these out until I get to the more unique ones to take out. Like, you need to use the rivet. You need to take it out like a rivet, or whatever I decide to do. Okay, so I got the vast majority of these screws out. Got probably 3 or 4 left in each one of these that wound up getting stripped out. So I got these things, which should be able to get them out. I watched a couple of tutorials on how to use them, so I'm gonna get started on this. Hopefully this will be able to get them all out nice and easy. Okay, so I have now got all of the screws in these banisters, I think that's the right word, out from right here at the door all the way back. Got all of them in these rows out. So I'm going to be moving forward. One of my issues is right here. These are put in with rivets, so that's going to be something different to do. Taking things out with this bit is actually working out quite well. I am having to have a pair of pliers to take the screw off after each time I use it, but it's a lot better than having to grind them off, especially since I actually get the screw out. So right here I can see the insulation in there. Doesn't look to be too terrible, but I am definitely going to have to take out all of these screws. I'm gonna have to sweep this up before I'm able to actually take these down, so that hopefully I only have to deal with one mess at a time. Okay, so now I have the first piece of the roof down. I still haven't taken out any more of the screws in the front yet, but I got down this piece here, and out of each and every one of the different panels in the ceiling, this is the only panel that does not either have a light, a speaker, or an escape hatch. So it is the only one I can take down without also pulling other stuff down like this one over here is. So, yay, I got one down. Now I get to keep working on the rest of this. Okay, so this front panel here is the only one that still has all the screws attached. And then every other panel, I have all of the different screws from the ribs out. And then I'm going to need to take out the screws for the lights and the speakers, because as I could tell from being back here, when you go to lower this, it tries to pull the insulation down with the lights. So I have to undo that so I can have the lights stay up, hopefully. Okay, so I got this first light out. I'm not quite sure how I want to do this yet. I'm not sure if I just want to try to set it through the hole here as I pull it down, so that I don't have to disconnect anything, or if I'm not very good with electronics yet, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to easily disconnect this. I know that's crimped. I don't know if there's a way to uncrimp that or anything. I'm about to go ask my dad because he's done a bunch of electronic stuff. Okay, so I decided to just leave the lights hanging while I'm taking off the sheets. Just got to feed it through the holes. The speakers don't fit through the holes, so I have to disconnect those. I got the two little cables there. But my plan is to take down all of the ceiling panels, with the exception of the two that have the emergency exit in them. And these three here that they still have the rivets I had to take out from what was holding up the air conditioner. But after I get those out, I'm going to be taking those down too. Then I'm going to be leaving in those two that have the emergency exits, at least for right now. Because it's winter in Texas. It could be a downpour for like 6 days starting tomorrow. And I'd rather not take out the giant holes in the ceiling before I'm ready to. Okay, so now I got all the speakers out, with the exception of the one all the way up in the front that's right above the driver's seat, because I'm not able to take that panel off yet, so no need to fuck with taking out that speaker yet. But I'm about to get started on taking out this panel here. This next one, I think should be easy, because it should have nothing else attaching it. It should just be as easy as get it loose and it'll fall. But we'll see. It was in fact just that easy. However, I did manage to cut my hand on the speaker. That was obviously done afterwards with how poor the quality of the finish on this cut is. Okay, so as you can see behind me, I've been working on taking out the ceiling panels. Yeah, I've had a couple of pieces of insulation fall because this one was being a pain. And when I finally got it loose, it ripped the insulation down with it. So I have that to worry about. I don't really need to worry. I'm not able to take off these pieces because I have the spots in the middle filled with rivets. And back here, I found I'm not able to take off this piece because it's too tight of a fit right up here, and it won't actually come off. Still have the little thin piece at the back, but that's also attached with rivets. So I'm going to take that off here in a little bit. Yeah, right now I got these panels from the ceiling, and I plan on using those for the side walls on the roof raise, so long as it'll be sufficient to do so. I'm not certain if it will. I'm almost getting to the point I can actually start working on that roof raise. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks so I can actually get to that. For no other reason than money. Because that's the most expensive part of the build. And it's also one of the beginning parts, which makes it worse. Okay, so I know the bus is running, so this might be a little loud. I just took off this little panel here. I have no idea what that is. In the slightest. But ain't gonna stop me from taking stuff down yet. Been in the process of taking stuff out. A couple of pieces fell down yesterday. So one of the things I need to do is take out all of the rivets here so I can get these sensor 3 out. So that's what I'm working on now. Okay, so I was having a bit of trouble getting that front piece down after I got all the screws out, and realized that I was going to have to come all the way back to the vent, or to the emergency exit in order to get it out. So I figured, fuck it, I'd test to see if I could get that emergency exit out, and I did. I got the little panel here down, and I found out that the emergency exit is actually also attached from the top, which means it still should be mostly watertight, even without this bottom piece on. I might put the bottom piece back on anyway, but I now know I can get these out, which means I can get the two back there also out. So I'm gonna have all the roof panels out here soon, actually. Okay, so I've been working on getting everything out here. I got all the ceiling panels off, then I got them out of the bus. What you just saw, or what you're about to see, is I was working on trying to take off these side panels and stuff. Figure out if the fiberglass insulation is in those too. It is, so I'm going to leave that in there for now. So I just have to pull out all the fiberglass insulation at one time. So this is where I'm going to call it for the video. Do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Next week I'm going to be taking down all of the little walls here down at the bottom. So I'm going to be doing that. After that, after I take those down, I'm probably going to get out all the insulation from everywhere. But yeah, that'll be my next video. One of my issues is I don't know when I'm going to be able to do the roof raise. That's the last step before the roof raise. I just don't know when I'm going to have enough money in order to actually afford to do the roof raise for this. After I get that roof raise done though, it should be pretty easy for me to piece together some tasks so I can make a nice video. But yeah. See y'all on the next video. Do all the YouTube stuff, please. Have a nice day.